Namas Fri-yay. Fri-yay. Sorry, that looks a little weird. Anyway, I don't understand why Friday is my favorite day. Even if it's a rough day, even if it's just a crazy day, why is Friday my favorite day? Has been since I'm a little kid. Hi, Blue Aqua. Thanks for coming. I didn't even know I was coming. That's what he said. Okay. I gotta stop being crazy. Okay. Anyhow, I figured it was a good day. It's such a good feeling when you know you're alive. It's just a happy feeling when you're growing inside and when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make it a brand new day. Snap, snap. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. It's not my birthday. Arkansas, White Dove, thank you for coming. How did you know I was coming on? Did you just mentally telepathy? Let's get some sage in the house. This is Palo Santo, actually. It looks like incense, but it's Palo Santo sticks. And it stays lit. Let's get lit. Let's get lit. Okay. The safe way of getting lit, anyhows. Yeah, I went to work today. Hi, pal. I'm so glad that people are here. I guess people. Hi, Jenny. Zen. Happy Fri-yay. Fri-yay feeling. It's a Fri-yay feeling. Friday. Friday feeling. Friday feeling. Okay, you want to see my ensemble today? I showed some people. Wait, I gotta get you out. All right. It's not gonna be long, guys. I'm not gonna be here long. All right, because I got out of work, but I had to talk to some teachers after work because I have a gig on Monday for 4th grades. So, 1 second, guys. I just have to. Choo. I had to tap that. Anyway, yeah, I got my white pants going, and this is my new white pants, and I got my new shirt. I didn't know if I hated it, if it was too old. Does it look like my grandmother's sheet or my grandmother's couch or my great grandmother's couch? But you know what I loved about it? It's like hand sewn. Isn't that pretty? Hand sewn. And they're all name brand stuff in that store. That's what I loves about it. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, I don't have much to talk about, but sometimes I say that and then I end up talking about a lot of stuff. What am I doing? I'm pouring out some Pepsi so that I'll have an ashtray for my ashes. Yeah, I forgot my soda today. My can of soda. I have 1 can of soda. And I forgot it, for my lunch, to put in my lunch. And so what had happened was, they have a soda machine in the place. I just put ashes around. Hopefully my car does not go on fire. Okay. So I went to the soda machine. They only had Diet Pepsi. They didn't have Diet Coke. And there's a big difference. I thought I used to like Diet Pepsi better than Diet Coke, but then I found out, no. It's the opposite. So, anyhow. Yeah, I always liked Fridays. I don't even really dig Saturdays, and Sunday was right before school, so school and work. Hi, Tracy! How you doing, Tracy? I feel like we've been talking all day. We have. You were on your phone, and then I was there? Magic. Yeah. I shape-shifted myself there. in front of you on your little block box in your hand. First there's no Mystic Brady, then there's Mystic Brady. Anyway, guys, I don't really have I just wanted to tell everybody have a nice weekend. Yeah, I still didn't do Aries. Before I do Taurus, I have to do Aries. So that's sort of on my list. I have a couple of things to do in my house this weekend, and then I am working on, I thought I was working Tuesday too, but then the girl, the teacher who thought her grandmother passed, didn't pass. She didn't pass yet, but I'm still gonna get on Monday. I still have to do the gig Monday. What is everybody saying? Yes, definitely. Hello, Mystic Brady Bunch. I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend. Valerie, I love you too. Thank you. Valerie, have you been on the Mystic Brady Bunch long? Because I'm just recognizing you. Sometimes people don't comment, so they could be there in the wings and I don't know about them. But you know, everybody's welcome in the Mystic Brady Bunch. All you have to do is please subscribe. Okay? Yeah. Give a bitch a sub. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, sometimes I curse, guys. I gotta be me. I can't like turn myself into a different person. You know. Why? For what? I'm not monetized. Aries is waiting. That's right, birthday girl. There's so many Aries. Ruby is a Aries. Zenjen is a Aries. Genocide is a Aries. My sister Karen is a Aries. My stepson Connor is a Aries. Aries are very important. Aries are surrounding me lately. The fire energy. I need them. I love them. Hopefully, I help them too. We help each other. Aries are very strong. I think I got this wet. I think I got it wet. Yeah, see, it's not lit anymore. Oh, I'm going to have to put you down for a second, guys. Let me put you in the holder. So, I had third grade. Let me tell you a little bit about instead of just standing here like a dope. You watch me all the time? I lighten your spirit ways. Oh, I'm so glad. And you're a Virgo. Virgo Nation. Both my dogs are Virgos. I'm a Virgo. My stepdaughter's a Virgo. I used to be married to a Virgo, and his mother, he was born on his mother's birthday, who was a Virgo. Okay. Yeah, Virgos. Fri-yay is a Virgo. We have a lot of Virgos in our life. I love Virgos. And not just because I'm a Virgo. How many times can I say Virgo? Scorpios are cool too. You know it. You know it. Scorpio, come out to play. Hey, don't piss off a Scorpio. Do not piss them off. My daughter's a Scorpio. And, yeah. You don't want to piss a Scorpio off. Okay? Oh yeah, so Valerie, I was going to tell you guys something. Thank you, Zenjen. I love you. Aries is waiting. Valerie, make sure you catch the last 3 videos I did for a Virgo friend. I don't know if she caught it yet, but yeah, Kristen, was it? Virgo, I just did it, just like a couple of days ago. There's 3 videos. It might be helpful. Anyhow, So I had third grade. I had two third grade classes today. It was really smooth sailing day. But when I pulled up to the school, there were two freaking cop cars. Okay? Are you kidding me? I think I was talking to my bayo, and I was saying, I don't know if this is a good sign because there's two cop cars. And like I have PTSD from all the things that have happened in my life, and I try to just roll with the punches and just keep it moving. That's my philosophy, but sometimes you can't keep it moving. And I was telling Devin the other day, maybe even last night at dinner, I was like, I was thinking of hanging up my subbing career. And he was like, no, you love it. You love to get out. You love the kids. You love to be a teacher and teach them and do the mini lesson. And you don't have to, you're a sub, so you don't have to take any. Oh, that's a good burn. See the angels in that? I see the angels in that. Thank you. It's a tough time for light workers. I don't know what, that just came in. Okay, that's why it sounded random. But anyhow, yeah, I was telling him that, and he was like, no, you keep on going. You just keep. And I was like, do you understand that I lived through 9/11? I taught through 9/11. He was like, yeah, me too. Because we're both teachers. And I said, yeah, but you're not teaching now. And I said, then last year there was that shooting, and then there was a shooting again. And I said, I get so much angst. But then something tells me, just be there. When I worked in Brooklyn, I really felt I was going to be in a shootout. Okay? I had a parent say to me, stand down. Stand down. Oh my God. He wasn't from this country, and I was like asking everybody, what does he mean by stand down? Isn't that like a military term? And they were like, oh my God, why did he say that to you? I was like, I just felt, oh, and I had so many run-ins. I had this guy, one of the fathers of one of the pre-K kids that I had, the father was on drugs. And I didn't want the kid to go with him because the kid had some bruises on his arm. He was only 4 years old. And the mother was out of the picture. And so the father and the grandmother were really the only people in the kid's life. And then the father fell off the wagon, I guess. He was off of drugs, then he went back on drugs. And he was like walking, I was at lunchtime. I was in the pizza place across the street from the trailer of my school in Brooklyn, Gravesend, Brooklyn. And I see him walking like in the middle of the street, and he's like doing that slow walk, like all of a sudden, like as if you drop something and in slow motion, you pick it up, but you're not picking anything up. You just like out of your mind on drugs, right? And then I look down, and the little kid is with him. My student is with him. I don't know, I haven't thought of this for a while, but there was a little kid in my class, and he reminded me, his face looked like him. Anyhow, it was so scary. So then I went into the deli. Oh, first he came to my classroom, because my classroom was outside in a trailer, not attached to the main building at all. Nobody there to help you, right? And he came and he knocked on the door, and I was like, I don't have the meeting with him. And he had the kid with him. And he goes, I don't want to drop him off. And I go, school isn't until an hour and a half. He was like, well, I'm dropping him off now. And I was like, you can't. The teachers are on lunch. We just let the first shift of kids go, and the teachers are on lunch. And he was like, I'm gonna let me come in there for a minute. And I was like, no, sorry, you can't. We're having the floors cleaned. I had nobody in there, but I may believe I did. So then I finally got him to leave. I called the office, and they didn't care. The principals didn't care about me. They were on their way of messing with me. So um, I just said, aren't you going to call the cops? I don't, this kid, he was in the street. He's a little 4-year-old kid on a Brooklyn street. And the father wasn't even holding his hand because he was so drugged out. And it was like, is the kid going to get hit by a car, or is the father going to kill him by accident? So it was like, what's going to happen? I almost wanted to take the kid. I actually did end up taking the kid earlier because I wanted him to get safe. So what happened was, then I go from the pizza place to my favorite deli. And in the deli, the guy that worked in the deli was my friend. He saw me every morning. I come in for coffee and a sandwich, or I go there for lunch and get a sandwich. It was a bodega, right? They don't have any bodegas in Texas, not that I know of. Anyway, and I start telling him, see that guy out there? He's like, oh, he came in here and he didn't have any money to pay for anything. And he goes, and I was going to give him some free coffee, but that's not what he wanted. He wanted like a beer or something, like 10 o'clock in the morning. And I go, look what he's doing. His son is with him. He tried to drop him off in the trailer. I work in the trailer. What should I do? So that guy called the cops for me. Right? He was really nice. He was my friend. I haven't thought about him in a long time. He was my friend. $12 in the house. Thank you. Usually, then it went down to 9. Okay, sorry. Sorry if I'm boring you. I'm just being me. I'm just gonna be me, okay? Okay, guys, I can't be anybody else. I'm just gonna be my weird self. Felicia Albano, you are a Virgo too. Virgos are special people. And so are Scorpio. And so are Aquarius. I feel Aquarius out there, an Aquarius energy, but they're probably too shy to say anything. Okay? I know we have Aries out there. But anyway, I don't know why I started talking about that story. Why did I start talking about that story? Who knows? My mind is like, jump here, jump there, and not even circling back, because I don't even have a place to circle back to. But just the 3rd grade was cool. I had 2 classes, but the cop cars. Oh, that's why. The cop cars. So that's what I was trying to tell Devin. Like, their stress and scary things follow me my whole life. So I should be used to it and just like, go with the flow. But like when you see cop cars, I'm happy that there are cop cars, more cops around the schools, because prior to that shooting, you never see what they would do in Texas, in the place where I live, my experience, and I've experienced for 8 years, several different, like 10 schools, 10 different schools, maybe even 11 schools I've worked at in the last 8 years in Texas, right? So it might not be like this everywhere. Maybe in Dallas it's different. Maybe in Houston it's different. But in West Texas, where I am, and maybe even Uvalde, there isn't a security guard or a presence of police in the schools. Maybe now, after the shooting, after all these kids had to die, now you see them. But what they would do is they would just come in the school and maybe be there at dismissal for like 20 minutes. No, you need somebody there all day long. Most shootings take place in the morning from like between 9 o'clock and 11. Okay? I don't know why I just said that, but I think that's true. Okay? That's been my experience. So when I saw the 2 cops, I was like, not just 1 cop car, now we got 2. Did something happen? I have feeling like and my gut has been on fire lately. If I think somebody said something about me that maybe wasn't too kind, I mean, I don't even have to look into it. I get validation. Like maybe half hour later, an hour later, maybe it's the next day, but usually it's just a couple of hours validation. I got it. So I said, something happened. Sure enough, in the teacher's lesson plan, she'd let me know what happened. Some bad stuff. Okay? All week long, not even just one day. All week long. So she let me know what I have to do, if anything happened with two individuals in the class that have been having hard times all year. And, I was on deck. I was on high alert. Okay? But I knew it. I mean, maybe the other teachers didn't know she had put it in the lesson plan, but she put it in the lesson plan. And I respect her for that, because you know what? I should know what I'm walking into. I should know if there was a major problem every single day of that week. Okay? So thank God we had I told you, the kids don't mess with me. I'm very old school, and I put up with zero. I give 0 Fs. I put up with 0 behavior problems. Okay? Once they start to get out of whack or try to run out the door, I call the principal's office, and the lady comes in, and they do whatever they have to do. I don't really get that involved, besides trying to keep the kids safe, keep the other kids safe, and not have, meltdowns. And if that means that I have to talk to the kid a little bit longer, and say that if you sit down and you give me a couple of minutes to go over the math with a few of the other kids, then I promise I'll get back to you, and you can come back up and I'll help you again. Because usually they just want attention. And unfortunately, when you have 2 classes of kids, or you have a class of kids that is 23 students or 24 students, you can't just give all your attention to one child. But this is the way education is made now. They put so many kids that have behavior problems and different issues into the class that, most of the kids that don't have a behavior problem, they're the ones who suffer. They're the ones who get the least amount of attention, because they don't scream and yell. They don't have a meltdown. They don't try to throw something at the teacher or other kids. And they just go with the flow. So therefore, they might need extra help, but they're just going to be quiet and good, because they want to get through their day and they don't want to ruffle any feathers. So it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad what I see, and this happened in New York as well. It's just really making its way right over here. And what they do is they ask psychologists how to run a classroom, and they don't take the advice of any teachers, people who have experience for years and years and years with kids. I mean, it's okay to have some opinions from psychologists, but you need opinions from people who are in the classroom every friggin' day, okay, for 6-7 hours, and then teachers stay in that classroom and do work for another 2 hours. Most teachers leave their classroom at 6:30 at night, okay? People think, and then they take home work, and I don't want that anymore. I did that. I did my time. It was horrible. I mean, I loved it. I love being a teacher. I still love being a teacher. But I don't like all that work, all that stress. It really kills you. You end up with stomach problems, ulcers. I had 2. You end up with heart problems. You end up with back problems, neck problems, personality problems. It's just like stress is a killer. And so it's like, how can we make education fun again? How can we make education good again, like it used to be in the 80s? Like it used to be a little bit in the 70s, but mostly the 80s. Okay? Then the 90s came along and effed it up. I can't believe I was 8 months or 9 months pregnant with my son, and I went to sub for somebody in my daughter's school, and I could not believe how it was so regimented and strict, and they took all the fun out of it. They really did. Hi, Ruby. I don't think Ruby's on the live, but she's at work. So I don't think she knows I'm live. I didn't know I was going live, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm talking. I'm just supposed to tell you, hi, YouTube Grandma. Hi, YouTube Grandma. Maribel. Oh. Yeah, look at the threading in my shirt. Not to just like, look at that. This is all hand done. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's done on a sewing machine. Look at that. Then I find out today, the kids tell me, oh, didn't you know it was Purple Day? I was like, son of a, it's Purple Day? And they go, I was wondering why I saw some teachers with purple on. And I was like, oh, they just must like purple. But no, the kids had purple on. The teachers had purple on. I was like, I didn't know. Nobody told me it was Purple Day. And then one kid goes, well, that's like purple. I was like, no, it's not. And then she goes, your shoes are purple. I go, no, they're pink. She just kept on trying to make it work. Anyhow, does anybody have any questions? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about nothing and a lot at the same time. Oh, you watched my Virgo reading and you said, yes, that's you? Oh, I'm glad. You found them on Amazon. We don't have Menards? What did you find on Amazon? You bought all your outdoor solar lights at... Oh, okay. You guys are talking about amongst yourself. Just pretend I'm not here. Okay. Oh, you already did? Okay. Now I'm just being cheeky. Okay. What's my plans for the weekend? Hopefully I'm opening the pool. Right? Because you can't just have a relaxing, do nothing, but opening the pool makes me happy. So I'm going to push for opening the pool. I'm sorry my lips look weird because I drew them in. Now they're freaking me out because I did the line too much because I have no upper lip and hardly any bottom lip, but I drew it wrong. I did. I truly did. Anyhow. Let's just try to light this one more time. Yeah, so my plans for the future, my plans for the weekend, basically chillax, try to clean up something in my house, put away some laundry, and chillax again, and then open up the pool. I have to go to the chiropractor, and if I have time, I'm going to do Aries. I'm sure I will do Aries. You're in Alred, Arkansas? Oh, that's cool. Tracy's in Ohio. It's 82 degrees. I think it's 80 degrees here, but it feels hotter. Your dad was a high school teacher for 30 years. God bless. He called the administration idiots. True that. LOL, get in with the trenches with the kids and they would change their tunes. Yeah, I have, like, my forte. I used to think it was pre-K to second grade, but I found out my forte is really third grade. Even fourth grade, I've gotten a better love, but especially these kids in these particular two schools, especially the school I was at today, I've been with these kids since they were in kindergarten. So I know them since they're in kindergarten. So I've seen them in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, and some of them are in fourth grade now. But like, yeah, I know them like when they were babies, and it's a magical time. That magical time is third grade. Then once they get into fourth grade, they're a little bit less magic, but still good. They're very independent. And second grade, for some reason, in this particular school, is very, 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 very screaming and yelling and noisy. Like they never settle down. Whereas the third grade, there's maybe 5 or 7 minutes where there's a little bit of quiet. But you don't go into education for quiet. Hey, 10 people in the house. I usually don't get that many people. It's 95 there in Connecticut? That is very unusual, right? For East Coast? I can't believe it's 95. Coral! Do I think you'll find your soulmate one day? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Look at this. See, the smoke got stuck in the bottle and it looks pretty. You will, Coral. Ooh. You will find your soulmate. Okay? You have to ask God and you have to ask the universe and say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I found my soulmate. I'm so happy and grateful now that I found my soulmate. You have to join things. Don't just think they're just going to come right to your house or your apartment. You have to put yourself out there and visualize what will your soulmate be like? What will they look like? What will they act like? Will they make you laugh? Will they be generous to you? Will they be on the same wavelength? Absolutely. Sorry if I'm saying absolutely a lot. I'm channeling Sylvester Stallone. Some people will get that. Anyhow, I'm going to drive home. I'm going to drive home, guys. And you could drive with me if you think of any other questions. You going live tomorrow, Coral? All right, let us know what time so we can support you. I'm writing a letter to Daddy. His address was heaven above. What's your new channel? Let me know. What's your new channel, Coral? I'm writing a letter to Daddy. His address was heaven above. Oh, Daddy, I really miss you. I'm sorry, I'm singing a song from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, a very old movie. I don't know if a scary, old, classic movie with Betty Davis called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Yeah, so this was just a little live, guys. I just wanted to say I had a nice day. God is good all the time. I got a couple things done in my world this week, like talking to my best friend of 55 years. We talked on the phone I walked in the park and talked on the phone for 4.5 hours. So I didn't walk in the park for 4.5 hours, but I did a lot of leg time, and I decided I'm definitely going to start walking in that park, because if you walk around 3 times, that's a mile. So I definitely walked around way more than 3 times. But anyhow, I'm just so glad that I connected with her. It was on my list to do, and miss her, my Pennsylvania. Anyways, I just wanted to wish everybody a nice weekend. There's 12 people in the house. You're willing? If you're willing, Coral, what you do is you say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've met my, act as if, now that I've met my significant other, my soulmate, or your twin flame, and just think about or write it down, all the different things that you want to do with your soulmate, okay? If you like walking in the park, you're writing down, he likes to walk in the park with me. He likes to, he likes comic books too. Like all the things that you like, you have to write it down as if he likes it too. And that makes you so happy and grateful. Oop. Sorry. Yeah, it is really hot, but I like it. I feel better when it's hot than when it's damp. When it's damp, I could barely walk. Particular channel for art and comics. I don't know what that means, particular channel. Oh, your Sango Studios one? Okay. Yeah, Carol, it is a scary movie. But it also reminds me of my mom, because we would watch that movie too. Dylan is here? Hi, Dylan. Nice to see you in the Mystic Brady Bunch. You planted gourds, zinnia flowers, I like that, strawberries, potatoes, and you have a good stand of sage. Wow, and mint. I'll be right over, White Dove. That sounds delish. No tomatoes? I'm not planting anything because I have a black thumb. Started a second Gmail for the things and new YouTube for business. Oh, that's good, Coral. That's very helpful. Okay, guys, I just wanted to touch base. It's already 37 minutes. That's way more than I wanted to touch base. No offense, but I gotta go home. I had such a major headache, probably from the 3 drinks, and then I could not fall asleep. Even with my medicine, I had to take my medicine late because if I have a headache, like it was a head clunker, in the back of my head and the front of my head, but it was probably from the 3 Cosmos. Devin goes, you always have to be excessive. You had to go for that 3rd one. And I said, yes, I wanted that 3rd one. I felt like I deserved the 3rd one. Okay. And they put it in the long glass. So I like that glass. But the 2nd one was in a short glass and I was not happy with it. But the Cosmos were really good there. So they went down nice. Anyhow, I had the head clunker. So I knew I had to get up for work. And I was like, it's late. It's almost 12 o'clock. But I had to take 2 Excedrins and wait for that to, because your sleep medicine does not address a headache or a migraine. If I take my sleep medicine, then I'll just continue to have the headache. I won't fall asleep. I won't go off sweetly into the good night. Okay? I would just be awake with a headache. So I had to take the 2 Excedrin. Then I was drinking chamomile tea. I was watching Happiness on TV. I was watching a comedian, I think her name is Leanne, on Netflix. I was laughing a lot about that. And so I was like, why the frig? And then I realized I didn't take my sleep medicine. Now it's 1 o'clock. I was like, okay, now I could take the sleep medicine. Still had the headache, still wouldn't fall asleep. So the last time I remember looking at the clock, it was past 2:30. So finally I fell asleep, and then I woke up at 4 and walked from the couch, went to the bedroom. And Devin said, you acting all awake. You weren't even sleeping at 4. And I was like, oh my God, this is bad. So then then I had to get up at 6. So who knows, maybe I had 2 to 3 hours sleep. And this always happens. Anyhow, but you know what? If I didn't have any alcohol in my system, then usually the medicine would work more correctly. But I can't be painting, I can't be doing a reading, I can't have a lot of activity in my brain, because I'll just that'll fight my sleep medicine and I'll stay awake. So anyhow, you didn't want to hear that story, that liturgy. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you like my ensemble. I always have to get credit for it, but the feel of this shirt is really nice. And you know, I like my shoulders. I may not like anything else on my body, but I like my shoulders. Okay, they're not particularly skinny or muscular. They don't have, big muscle tone or anything, but they're not that fat. So I like them. I don't like my fingers. Look how fat my fingers are. So, but the shirt is just like, such a nice print, nice feeling to it. Such a good feeling, you're alive. It's just a happy feeling when you're growing inside, and when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make it a snappy new day. Snap, snap. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling to know that I'll be back when the day is through, and I'll have more time with you, and we'll have more things to talk about, and I will too. I know I butchered it. I am so sorry, Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers. I am so sorry. 1,000 apology, Fred Rogers. If you just clicked on and you don't know what's going on, welcome to the Mystic Brady Bunch. Okay, anyhow, I love you. My name is Katrina. You may call me Katrina. You may call me Kat. You may call me Brady. You may call me Mystic. Okay? Just as long as you call me for drinks. Okay, I know it's getting old. Don't worry. I'm not having any drinks because I had my drinks last night. Okay? And I still have the headbanger right here. Like, somebody put a vice on my head, and it's like, okay. That was scary. All right, I even scared myself with that movement. Okay. Anyhow, guys, I love you very much. Please, on the way out, give the old chubby girl a thumbs up, okay? And if you have a question, please give me a question. And I always try to answer everything if you put it in the comments. Yeah, don't put it in the chat, but put it in the comments. And if you just got here, rewatch the whole thing from the beginning. It's obnoxious as usual, but it's a nice obnoxious. Anyhow, namaste. I love you. Fri-yay. Fri-yay.